Okay, it's an interesting question. Looked at ratio quite a lot lately. The ratio y plus x to y minus x is equivalent to k to 1. Anytime that I've done these type of questions, anytime I do ratios, I always compare the first with the first and make them into a fraction. So in this case, I'm going to put y plus x, it is in brackets, I don't think it matters, over k equals, and then I'm just do the other one, so this one, the y minus x over 1. Okay, so that's a standard. There's lots of ways of comparing ratios, but that's the way it works for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then cross multiply this out. So what I then get is 1 times y plus x, which is y plus x, and then what I've got equals, and then I'm going to times y minus x by k, so I've got ky minus kx. Okay, so in this case it wants me to show that y equals, so I need to make y the subject. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is to move the y's to one side, and I'm going to I'll try it with minus ky. Yeah, okay, let's try it with minus ky. Who knows, it would probably just involve some negatives at the end. So what I've got is I've got y minus ky plus x equals minus kx. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this x away, so I've got y minus ky equals minus kx minus x. Okay, now what I do is I factorize, so I've got y, and then what I've got is, if I remember this is a 1 here, I've got 1 minus k equals, now what I've got over on the other side, it shows that I've actually I factorise out the x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factorise out the x here, so I take the x out, so I get minus k minus 1. Okay, like so. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to divide by the 1 minus k, like so, and divide this by 1 minus k on the other side. So mine, it looks a little messy, and what I've got to do is do a little bit of manipulation here just to make this look right. So let's first of all see what I've got. So I've got y equals, now I've got the x. What I've then got is I want k plus 1. So first of all, I can take out the negative, or multiply this by a negative. So I can take a minus out, leaving me with k plus 1 in there. And what I then want is I want k minus 1 on the bottom. Well, what I've actually got is minus k plus 1 on the bottom. So what I could then do with that is also take a negative out. So that leaves me with minus x, k plus 1, k plus 1. If I take a negative outside, leaves me with k minus 1 inside. And then what I can see is that, in fact, the two negatives cancel out. So what I've got is y equals x, k plus 1, k minus 1. Is that what it looks like? Yes, it is. Probably if earlier on, instead of taking the ky, I'd taken the y to the other side, it probably would have worked nicer. So I've used my negatives there and had a bit of manipulation, but I managed to do the job.